Okay, so in Blink, Tom's always, for the past probably 15 years, talked about conspiracy theories. What is his most go-to, you need to know about this conspiracy theory that he shares with you guys?
Where do you start? It could come from anywhere.
Really
one time he pulls us into the room and he starts talking about an intergalactic battle between 52 million years in the future and 48 million years in the future. Somehow they got beef. Okay, somehow, and this guy he's figured out it's like a kaleidoscope, right? You remember this, right?
Yes, I remember.
And it's where they can it's a prism, and they battle through this prism or something. And he's so.
Did it not kind of make sense when I said it?
No, not
Can you help us understand what's the significance of UFOs? Like,
they're not coming from. Well, I should say it this way: the significance of UFOs is multiple parts, but. Number one, it's not what you think it is. It's not coming from other planets. The evidence doesn't suggest that.
Interdimensional.
Yes, and the reason is because time is parallel. It's not linear. Or it's not like we start here and go forward in time. Time is side by side, which means everything in the past and the future is existing in this moment, but within different frequencies. So, a civilization that's at the end of their technological cycle could build a submarine that changes its voltage and materializes in that same location, just into our timeline.
They've got a time frame where they've had these events take place. Is that what you think?
Yeah, and they also time travel, which is different than what people think in like a movie where they sit in a machine and all of a sudden you're in the 1930s and you got to go save humanity. When you use the technology, there's a time difference between what they're doing inside of an artificially created bubble of gravity of sorts, and then what's on the outside. So if you're on the inside of one of those machines, everything would be skewed more black and white. There would be like a red shift, and everybody would look frozen. So you literally could fly around and grab a Coke out of someone's hand and put it in someone else's hand. It's really...
Where are you getting this from?
Well, take a wild guess. Look at the people I'm surrounded by.
There are things on other planets, but I think that what's really going on is like space-time. They call it space-time, is because if you light a flashlight, that light travels for infinity. So if you were to, like when we see a star, they always tell you we're seeing what happened like 30,000 years ago because that light just got here. So we're essentially seeing the beginning. We're seeing the same star, but we're seeing a different point in time than where it's at, but we're looking at it. And that's the idea that I think in space, the way things stretch out with light is the way everything exists all in one moment. So I don't know how much planet to planet fucking transportation's going on. I don't doubt it. But what I do know is the things that are materializing here are doing it with frequency and timelines and stuff.
Is on a quantum level, like everything in time is happening at the exact same moment, past, present, future. So what we see as physical reality, like look out your door and you see your street and the trees and other houses. But imagine if you kind of like just turn your head and it goes and you see that same location, but it's 1940. Turn it again and it's 1700. Turn it again, it's the year 3000. But it's the same place. And you can just kind of look through every timeline. That's all happening at the same moment.